Hey everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember that full title, but this is the 8th chapter. It's called Deep Fire. Kind of a lazy but really cool title, I thought. The previous chapter was called Ember Fire. So this first part, I've got to say, it's really bullshit. You know what? They should give you a checkpoint right here after these 2 kills. They should give you a checkpoint after this next section too, because why put a checkpoint? Excuse me, like why make the player restart the beginning of the stage and do all this excuse me, I had to hiccup. All these formalities here. So what I like to do here is, this isn't fast forward speed, because every time I come over here, I'm waiting for the truck to move. So this always takes a while for it to get going. But there's 3 targets over here. The guy up by the light that you can barely see, and then these 2 guys down here. And this took me like several hours to get this to work right. Like the first hour, I was figuring it out, and going to different locations, and after a while, I knew exactly what I needed to do. But not only do you not get a checkpoint after you do all these stealth kills, but it says, okay, because now you cannot alert anybody. You make one sound, you do anything wrong here, you have to start the entire chapter over. Sorry, I can't even speak. But it's like, why make the player do those first 2 kills? And but what happens is, once you know how to do this, and by the way, I don't look at anybody else's guides or IGN, anything like that, because I'm just really stubborn, and it's rewarding once you figure it out. But you saw the guy. Did I just take that guy down? I was speaking over it, but I think I just took that guy down. So the guy, that was the 4th kill. Now there's 4 more. I believe there's 8 targets down here. So you're going to need to participate in this synchronized shot over here. And once we go up into the actual ship, then we can start having an alert sound without any repercussion. So there's target 1, target 2, target 3 is way over there on the other side. Yeah, that was target 3, and then I'm gonna have to shoot this 4th guy. So if this doesn't work for some reason, you have to start the chapter over, and it's really boring and really lame. So they should checkpoint it right here, right after these kills, when you're running up the ramp, because it's a different section, and the player, because then you can actually have alerts being sounded, so you kind of feel free to start shooting things. But I almost died up here. In fact, I did die a couple times. I made it all the way up here. But after a while, it just becomes a mere formality of trying to just get it to work right. Because if you do it for a while, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. But sometimes, the enemies will, your teammates won't be able to fire the enemies because they'll lose the sight line or something like that, or you'll accidentally realize that you're not using a suppressed weapon, or you're moving too quickly out of camouflage state. But once you get up here, I kind of wait until this guy turns his back a little bit more than he's doing now, and I'm going to do a stealth kill on this guy. But look at the message that flashes up here. It says, well, I'm going to take this guy out, see where the message flashes, but there should have been a checkpoint right before here. But it says, be advised, alarm will no longer cause mission failure. So there's 2 targets down the way, and I knew there was a target over to the left somewhere, but it was just one of those things where I need to take these guys out. Dead body found right there. It's really difficult. So you can't run back out because they slam the whole of the ship closed. See, when I turn around, you're going to see that I can't get out of here. But there's a lot of enemies that will use suppressive fire over here and make it to the point where you can't shoot. And whenever that's happening, you're obviously getting bogged down by too much suppressive gunfire. So there's a couple of guys up there on that catwalk who I was trying to hit, but I couldn't. See, I couldn't do it. And I always just get really nervous over here, because look how slow it takes to reload. That's got to be lag or something. But I'm almost dead right here. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Why can't they just give me a fucking checkpoint? So now I'm going to have to make a really bold move back here and get further back. Because like I said, the best tool to not get killed in this game is distance from the enemies and cover in between you and the enemies. So I'm also going to throw some frag grenades. See, like, where... What the hell was that? Like, where did all that gunfire come from all of a sudden? I have no idea. But you could shoot through, like, if the enemies are in behind sandbags and stuff like that, you could shoot them through sandbags. And I think it works both ways, and I don't like that. I mean, I like being able to kill enemies so quickly like that and so with such ease, but I don't like being so vulnerable like that behind cover. You know, behind something that's supposed to be cover. That's not disposable cover either. It's not. You can't destruct or, you know, use those sandbags for destructible cover. They don't, like, you can't beat up on those things with your gun. But this is fast forwarded here because it's just a lot of these are all, I think, these mask loading times here. They've got to. But I have not been able to be able to earn revenue on any of these videos, you guys, and it's really pissing me off. Every request I send into YouTube, it gets denied. So the only one that got greenlit for monetization so far has been the prologue, and obviously no one really is going to watch the prologue. So if you're a really good supporter of the guide and you want to participate and help me out, because I'm not making a single dime on this. This is for charity, I guess you'd say. But just, if you can go to the prologue and just click on the ad that comes up on that, you'll be helping me out, giving me some money, because I don't want to cancel this guide. I'm almost done with it, and I don't want to be a killer of content, of new content. It doesn't look good for my channel. It doesn't look good for you know, what I say I'm going to do. You know, because then people will say, "Oh, you're making a guide. How long will it be until you just cancel it?" And I don't want to be targeted like that. You know, or even I just don't want to be thought of like that. And I'm also looking forward to doing Ninja Gaiden 2 again for the third time. People might call me crazy for that, but you know what? We've all got our favorite games. So if we can just respect that, that's cool. If you can't respect that, then you're going to have to leave the channel, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to be giving away a brand new copy of Ninja Gaiden 2 and the official Prima guide for Ninja Gaiden 2 with all my notes in it. It's actually really invaluable because it has every note that I took in there, and I simply don't need it anymore because I know where everything is. And I'm also going to be giving away the Prima Ninja Gaiden Black guide, and that one doesn't have any writing in it, I don't think. And these were all new. Well, the Ninja Gaiden 2, it's a brand new copy. It's a brand new sealed copy. The Ninja Gaiden 2 guide just has a lot of my notes all throughout, and some taped notes inside the book. And the Ninja Gaiden Black, both the guides I bought brand new on Amazon. And like I said, the copy of Ninja Gaiden 2, it's brand new, sealed. And if you guys could just not ask like how you can get it, because I'll tell you when I'm making the final guide for that video. It'll be in the description or something like that. But it won't be until the final 14th chapter of that series that I'm going to be doing next month. And you could have all those things. International viewers can apply. I don't mind. I ship things off overseas all the time for my business. It doesn't matter to me. So anybody can apply for that, and it's going to be a very fair contest. And I'm not going to pick favorites. So it's, you know, you have to, whatever I decide will be the criteria for winning. It's going to be, you're going to have to put effort into it, you know, even if it's just typing a paragraph or something to tell me why you like my channel or something like that, or whatever I just finally decide. It's not going to be based on luck, it's going to be based on effort that people put in. So, thought that was cool, and I'm not trying to get more viewers like that. I happen to have an extra copy, and I don't need those guidebooks anymore, and you know, maybe people want those things. Somebody actually asked me on Twitter, will you sign this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, if you want me to, but I'm not really a celebrity. But then I asked myself, am I a celebrity? Maybe, I don't know. Because I post videos, but I never hear from people except in text comments, so it's all in my mind what I read. But yeah, if you could click on the prologue, just click on the ad one time. And you know, just support. If you want to support the guide, you don't have to do this, obviously, but it's just that I have not been able to make a single penny off this, and that just it shows you, you know, how lame I could be, I guess, as a person sometimes, and also tells you how much integrity I have, because other people would cancel a guide like that it wasn't making them any money. But I don't want to be a killer of content, because I had to do that for Tomb Raider. Well, I didn't have to, but the Call of Ninja Gaiden 2, you know, Rhymes Call, that dude, R-E-I-M, Rhyme. If you don't know who that guy is, he's the godfather of Ninja Gaiden 2, like I said before. And anyway, I'm not trying to make friends or get more viewers by giving away stuff. I do it every year. I'll probably give something away in October too, since it's my favorite month. I love October. I love Halloween. So it's just a chance to. I'm a giver. I really am a giver. I give my brother new clothes. Stuff that I don't need. Sometimes I'd rather give it to people than just sell it and make money on it, profit. But sometimes I do like to profit on stuff, but sometimes I like to be generous and magnanimous and nice. So it's going to be a couple of fast forward segments in this video, because this one included, where it's just a lot of dialogue, a lot of moving around without any objective really, except moving forward. So I'm also looking forward to concluding this guide and finishing it. I like this game. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that, you know, I want to play Ninja Gaiden 2. It's just one of those things, and I don't want to start playing that game until I'm finished with this. And it takes a lot of restraint, seriously. So the dead body's found. What's new though? But I love this chapter. It's a great looking chapter. It's got a lot of good set pieces right there. I wasn't expecting to live, but it's just one of those things where, hey, I lived, and I got a checkpoint, so I'm not going to just start the whole chapter over to get to that location, because it's already locked me into a checkpoint. Oh, and the answer to that other question was, somebody asked me a question about, I'll have to look it up. It was something technical about this game that I looked up for myself, actually, because I was curious, but I'll have to look on my comments, because it was a good question. I can't remember what it was. But up ahead, it's pretty tough up ahead. Not right yet, but this fight is gonna follow, or excuse me, we're gonna have a fight after this that follows this one, and well, I guess that was a redundant statement right there. But once we get down into the hangar down there, it's a really challenging fight, because they box you in. You have to kill a lot of foes, and you can't do it stealthily. Really, you've got to just it's a gunfight. That's what it is. So it's really helpful to have the sniper rifle on this chapter. This chapter also finishes with an aerial sequence where you're firing from a plane, and it is actually pretty challenging. Although you do get a checkpoint, but the sequence after the checkpoint's difficult, for me at least. I think it has to, yeah, see this? How did I shoot that guy through these things? See, I'm behind the same thing, so theoretically they could kill me. And I just don't like that. It doesn't make any sense. Like shooting enemies through concrete, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because that just, it kind of defeats the purpose of cover. I mean, I like killing enemies so quickly, but I've been killed behind cover. I'm like, how the hell did these guys kill me? I was behind cover. You know, get one shot killed by something. But, I don't know. That's just this game. Next chapter is cool, too. We're going to be in Russia. But I think that first part of this chapter is just inexcusable. I mean, look at this. Was I killing people through here, too? But once we get down below, we're going to get a checkpoint, and they're going to really start flanking us as much as they can down there. And it's pretty tough, too, because the targets are so far away. But if you've got a sniper rifle, it's just going into cover, popping out of it real quick. And it's really nice that you could like lean out of cover in this game, too. It gives you a lot of flexibility. and it doesn't feel so stiff as like Spec Ops: The Line. Although it does have a stiff feeling, but just not as stiff as that. Somebody also suggested, I don't know what his name was, but he suggested something about Ninja Gaiden 2 that I do it without saving on the chapters. I think in Chapter Challenge or something like that, but that's not for me either. It really is not, because I told him that's actually infusing artificial difficulty into the game. You know, whether you agree with it or not, to me that's what it is, because the game is, you know, it's more than just suggesting that you save it. It wants you to save it. It wants you to heal and then save it. But I mean, you could do a lot of. They give you a lot of flexibility in Ninja Gaiden 2, and you know, you don't have to apply the upgrades you get. You don't have to save it. I mean, but the joy of playing that game is just playing it and getting better, because every time you wage a campaign on it, you do get better. See, like this, I'm getting shot up here, and I don't know how I am, because I'm in cover and there is no enemies that could shoot me at those angles. It just does not make any sense. But I gotta tell you what, the guy that recommended that to me, he gave me a link that I had to struggle with to get it to work, and I don't think it took me to the right link, but it took me to the right YouTuber who made the run where he didn't save it. And then I was looking at the guy's comments. He had like a dozen comments from people, and this one like, stupid ass snob on there said he said using the lunar, using UTs, using Nimpo, and then he put the equal sign. He said fail. And man, if I saw that guy, I would just fucking punch his face, man. That's such elitism and being such a snob and such an asshole. Like, you can't use the lunar staff and be a good player, be a legitimate player of Ninja Gaiden 2 is fucking idiot. You know, I could see if the guy was using Nimpo over and over and over again, or spamming UTs, but using the fucking lunar equals fail. That guy is a fucking failure. He's a disgrace, in my opinion. Disgrace to humanity. Because, no, I shouldn't keep talking about that game, because I need to talk this game. You see how we're flanked here, so you really have to literally watch your back here and assign targets for people to kill. Because even if you're like here and the enemies are where they were over to a moment ago, they can still shoot you from behind. So just cover your back the best you can. I also ordered and had delivered to my residence today Ninja Gaiden, the original. So I will do a guide for that in the not too distant future, but it won't be right away. It might not even be this year. It could be though. It might be. Could be next. No, just kidding. It won't be next week. But because even though that game is like the prototype for what Ninja Gaiden Black turned out to be, it's, you know, you still got to pay homage to the games that started it all. And I need to say that I beat it. I need to say that I cleared that game. And why? Because I'm a fan. It's no simpler than that. Okay, so as you can see, we have not got a checkpoint yet for quite a while, and this is just a long, drawn-out gunfight until we can get some air support. And it's going to come shortly. But this really isn't hard. I mean, as long as you take care of the guys that are flanking you. None of the gun battles in this game are that challenging, to be honest. Just, I think some of the situational problems they ask you to solve with taking out enemies via the stealth mechanic and not sounding any alarms, that's pretty tough. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that really enjoyed this game and love it as much as I loved it, like Ninja Gaiden or God of War, or other games like that, and they probably want to do a game like this, and they don't want to move on until they've killed all the enemies via the stealth mechanic. And I'm sure there probably is a trophy for something like that, but that's just not for me. Just like not saving on Ninja Gaiden 2 is really not for me. You know, when I play that game, I want to save. I want to upgrade weapons, but I don't want to spam stuff, and I don't want to be cheap, because that doesn't feel good inside when I do that. And you know, it's not even a matter of people calling you out, because they will, but why be cheap? That's just, I don't know. Only noobs would be cheap, I think. And there's really no place for noobs, but they're all over the place like weeds, I guess. Okay, so looks like this area is almost going to be cleared, and there's a long sequence where we're just walking around, so I think we're going to have some more sped up footage. But these targets are going to be taken care of by our air support team up there. And I think we're going to be going to the final section pretty soon. But this game loads way too long. I've already stated that so many times, but a lot of these other parts where you're just like doing this and waiting for your teammates, I know it's masking load times. But like the one positive thing that I could think of for that is that it does give some pretty good like tension and build up and balance to things. So yeah, even this, see, we're just waiting forever here for the chopper to come. But I don't know, it could be for the sake of realism, and it does work. So this part's really difficult, and halfway through it they're going to tell you to use the infrared vision, but I gotta be honest, it doesn't even help you that much more. Okay, so I got through this section here my first time. Not too difficult. You really should. I had to lower my sensitivity way down here because this thing goes wild. And what I'm doing is I'm not aiming. I'm blind firing, because when you're aiming it takes too long to move, I feel. So you could rectify that problem just by heightening the sensitivity, or I just like to lower it and then just use blind fire, because I'm a little steadier with my right thumb. And just blind firing. So there's just a lot of tanks to take care of, and it's nice that they give you a checkpoint. It really is. But it's just that chopper at the end that makes it really difficult. So here's a chopper we're taking out. It could, yeah, we take that thing out. We're gonna get a checkpoint right over here somewhere. And this point after the checkpoint is it's pretty much needlessly difficult, you know. So there's the RPG. It's just a lot of stuff, and we haven't even got a checkpoint yet either. So see, I was almost dead here, and I would have had to restart this whole damn section over again. So you want to take out the guys with the RPGs obviously first, even though you may not have seen me do that just because it's so chaotic down here, or up here rather. And my aim is really not that good, and you could laugh if you want to, but be careful about laughing at people, because, you know, if you take the controller and you start playing Ninja Gaiden 2 on Master Ninja, I might watch you someday and start laughing at you. So you've got to think of it both ways. Don't ever laugh at people. It's jacked up. I mean, if, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so now we have a checkpoint. And see how the orange targets? I'm not using the infrared mode. It switches automatically, but I take it off because I don't need it. You don't need it. It's perfectly fine. So just take out all the orange targets here and keep your aim to the right, because the chopper is going to be coming in. And that's pretty much the last thing you need to do, although you have to be really accurate or you just won't succeed here. So I think I got a lot of accurate shots off first, and So see right here, you can't move the thing over and hit it. It has to be in a certain location, and unfortunately, you can get hit, pretty easily without remorse, since we don't have any cover really. So it's just doing its. It does the same thing every time, fortunately. So as long as you can just train the reticule over it and take it out quickly, and know its patterns, you will. You'll get past it eventually. It might take you a few tries, though. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the 9th chapter.
Overlord, this is Hunter. The ship's secure. We're done here.
Overlord copies. Good work, Hunter. You're clear to extract.